What's up, y'all? It's your girl AJ Speaks, and I am here to review Young and Pregnant, Episode 3, Episode 65. Y'all gotta excuse this lighting, but baby, we keep it low electric over here, okay? Lamps. Alright? So, we're just gonna get on into it. First of all, I really think this season is going to bring it. They brought back some of the girls I like, and we're just gonna roll and get on into it. So, first we start off in DeKalb, Illinois, with Kayla, Luke, her son Isaiah, and their daughter Naya, I believe that's how you say her name. And at first they were in Iowa because Luke was playing basketball in Iowa for his college. And then they end up moving back to DeKalb, Illinois with her mama. First of all, I don't know about y'all, but my mama is not about to let me bring my man, especially if I'm not married to him, and live in her house. Even if we do have kids together. And I don't got no kids. But I'm just saying, her mama, she real nice, because that would not be happening for my household. But anyway, honey, moving on from there. So his college ended up getting shut down or whatever. He was playing basketball in Iowa due to COVID. They moved back with the mama. The mama makes it clear she ready for them to go, which is understandable because she got 2 kids under 3. Like, that is a lot, especially when you go from living by yourself or, basically without any little kids running around. So she tired of them. So it's basically about to be Isaiah's birthday. And they planning the birthday. She said Steven did not hit her up at all yet. Hasn't been in contact with her until he broke up with the girl Madison. We met Madison last season. Madison was just too much for no reason. Like, for me, it was just too much for no reason, especially for you not even to have known him for that long and y'all trying to build a relationship with his son and he don't even see. That just didn't make sense to me. But who am I? So he ended up texting Steven, who was the father of Isaiah, ends up texting Kayla saying, "Hey, I broke up with Madison. I want to see Isaiah." And Kayla was like, "What they got to do with you seeing Isaiah? Like, what?" So basically how I feel is he trying to get back, in good graces with Kayla to probably try to see if he can have his way with Kayla. And using Isaiah as a scapegoat. That's how I feel, because that text didn't make no sense. And then on top of that, a real man is not going to sit up there and let any woman come between his relationship with his children. It's just not possible. So that just tells you a lot about Steven's character. I never really cared for him nor his mama. One thing I will say is, one thing I didn't really truly agree on, when they kept on talking, the mama was just like, her mama, Kayla's mama, was like, well, Luke is his dad. Okay, yes, he is a father figure, but at the end of the day, if Steven is his dad, because we find out later in the season that it's a possibility that he not. But anyway, if Steven is his dad, he does need to know who his real father is. Like, don't have him starving for his real father's love. You know what I'm saying? Like, he should still know who his father is. Now, if Steven don't step into that role like he needs to, which he haven't been from what we see, then that's on Steven, but don't keep him from that, because that ain't right. Like, he needs to know who his real father is. So they talking about planning the birthday for Isaiah or whatever. They're gonna have a petting zoo. Honey, couldn't be me, because I ain't gonna have no pets in here. My fiance be trying to get a what them things called? A little dragon lizard or iguana or something he be talking about. No, this is not the zoo, baby. This is not the zoo. But anyway, she tells the mother that Steven ain't reached out to her about his birthday and he's not invited, so that's that on them. Then we end up going to Newburgh, Oregon with Brianna. I ain't gonna lie, don't really care for Brianna. Her attitude sucks. I can't stand her. But I will review her for the sake of this episode. So we get to Brianna and her son, Brayson. And I really do love the fact that Brianna seems like she raises her son to be as normal as possible. Like, on TV, it seems like she doesn't try to make him feel bad or try to treat him as disabled because he's missing his left arm. You feel what I'm saying? So I really do commend her for that, for allowing him to just live his life. And it seems like he's adapting well. So I do commend her for that, but I just don't care for that girl attitude. But anyway, she admit that she a little lonely. They ended up moving. She's still living with her mama or whatever. And she met this girl that she considered a friend named Ashley. And Ashley's married with 5 kids. And pretty much Brianna just aggravated that her mama is making her feel like she's still 16. Where you at? Where you going? What you doing? But baby girl, let me tell you something. If you're going to live in your mama's house, she probably is going to ask you some questions. That's when you need to go ahead and move out. Like, what's your young and pregnant money at? You probably could have had some money, but what you doing with your money? Like, for real. I don't know how much they're getting paid. They probably ain't getting paid as much as Teen Mom OG. But at the same time, you got some money somewhere. Oh, what you doing? What you doing with your money? That's just how I feel. But anyway, she just aggravated at the fact that her mama's treating her like she's 16. So we go to Madisonville, Tennessee with Rachel. Rachel was trying to give me some Harley Quinn vibes. Okay, girl. All right. Her precious daughter, Hazley. So beautiful. I will say that it seems like Rachel's temperament is so far, it's just the first episode, so let me calm down, but it does kind of seem like she is a little better, because, honey, Rachel used to not care. She'd be out there partying. She's still trying to do stuff for her baby as a newborn, and she was just living her own life, living her child with her mother, so it seems like that she's more involved in her daughter's care, so for right now, I give that to her. It's a little different. But like I said, it's just the first episode. So we'll see. The father is Drew. So Drew, to me, is just a party animal. Slightly an outlaw. You know what I'm saying? And we'll get through that a little later in our conversation. But he seemed like he's trying to get his life together. Now, the way that she was acting or whatever, she was slick acting like he been putting it down. Okay? Putting it down. Because she was sure taking up for him in this episode, baby. I mean, she was taking up for him. After how he did you, and the way she was taking up for him, but maybe she feels sympathy for him, empathy for him, understands that he's trying to get his life together. But it was just something about it. I'm like, he's still hitting it, ain't he? He's like that. He doing something. But we get into more about her childhood, basically how both of her parents were, they abused drugs. And she really didn't have, she doesn't have any pictures of her father. And I find it to be heartbreaking, because for a woman, it's very important for the father to be in their lives for that validation that they need. And for a son too, but especially for a woman. Because I truly believe that a father is a girl's first love, teaching her how to be treated and everything like that. So it makes sense on the way that Rachel operated last season and just the way she continued to operate. And it really shows that her father was absent. But she's talking to the mother. The mama trying to figure out, okay, what y'all doing? The mama see straight past it. The mama like me. The mama like, so is he coming over here trying to see Hazley, or is he coming over here trying to get with you? Like, what is it? So, honey, Rachel is riding for Drew, baby. He must be, I'm telling you, riding for him, okay? So she basically just saying that he need help. He's saying he's trying to go to rehab, all that good stuff. So we end up going to Norfolk, Virginia, to Kaya. I ain't gonna lie, I live for Kaya. Why? Because she is good TV and great toxicity. Okay? I am here for Kaya. I was waiting on them to bring back Kaya, because if Kaya wasn't on here, I ain't gonna lie, I probably wouldn't watch it. Alright, so we get to Kamaya. She has her son, Amor. And honey, if I'm not pronouncing this right, blame it on the country, baby, because I'm a Southern belle to the highest, and it is what it is. And we get to her on and off again girlfriend, Tiaja. And the reason why I'm looking like this, because it's just so much toxicity. Like, they just too toxic for each other. It's just, it will never work. It will never work. And I feel like Kaya, she deals with some type of abandonment issues. I don't think that she never really knew how to truly love herself, or something is missing for Kaya to where she feels like she has to be possessive, or she feels like she just doesn't know how to love herself. And it really shows, but I still live for her. So last season we saw Tiaja was living with Kaya, and we saw how that did. I mean, it blew up. It blew up. I would be shocked if nobody called the police on them, because it was crazy. It was crazy, but I live for it. So, the thing about Kaya is, her and Tiaja are not together. They're not in a relationship, but she says. And when her mama came over, flat ironing her sister hair, and baby, there was a lot of thick hair. I used to have that too, but you see, I went low because, baby, I ain't have time. Okay? So, her mama was just like, so what y'all doing? Y'all in a relationship? Like, what y'all doing? Kaya was like, nah, but we know what it is. And if she not allowed to talk to nobody. And the mama was like, so that sound like a relationship. To me, it sound like a relationship too, because my man ain't finna be talking to nobody. We don't do none of that shit. I mean, excuse me. We don't do none of that. I'm trying to watch my language on here. And so she was like, no, but if she was to talk to somebody else without telling me, I'm going to cut her off. See, that's the sign of possessiveness. And for me, I don't care for that, because, first of all, y'all not even in a relationship. So you sound stupid. Like, for real, you really sound stupid, because y'all are not in a relationship. I really think Kaya thinks this is more than what it is. So to say that she will cut her off is childish, because y'all not even in a relationship. And then on top of that girl coming over there to watch your baby while you working at home. You got a free babysitter. You gonna mess that up? You gonna really mess that up because of your feelings? And y'all not even together? You've brought this girl into that little boy's life. And I think that's one thing I really don't like about Kaya, because if you know that you and Tiaja really not going to mesh well or whatever, it's your best bet to leave her alone, because it's not only going to affect you, it's going to affect your son. Because kids may not know the context of everything that's going on, but they do adhere to an emotion. I truly believe that. So taking that baby away from Tiaja, or Tiaja being away from that baby, will be some type of effect, because he knows Tiaja at this point. He'll probably get over it, yes, but it will still be something for that baby, because he's been around Tiaja a lot since he was born too. So he's aware. So it's just too much. All right, so we move on to Herbert Springs, Arkansas, with Madison with an E-N. I really like the way she spelled it. I ain't gonna lie, I've never seen it spelled like that. I really do. And then her daughter, Camille. Camille was fresh, okay? Camille had her little pink silk pajamas or whatever. Had Camille in the back. Had her initials over here. I was like, that is cute. I might go get something like that for myself. But AJ on the back, you feel what I'm saying? Put a little AJ right here. Okay. Fresh. Okay. Fresh to go to sleep. Okay. All right. So we get to them. I appreciate Madison hustle. For real. She ended up moving out her daddy's house, moved beside him, but hey, she got her own shit. Oops, excuse me. She got her own place. I appreciate that about her, or whatever, because she could just be, still with her daddy or whatnot, but she was willing to take on the responsibilities of being a single mother, having lights, rent, I'm pretty sure. She on her grown woman at 17. Like, that's a lot to say. That's a lot to say. And so the father, she talks about not having her mother. Her mother was truly absent. I ain't gonna lie, I can't remember if they really got into that or not. I don't think they did. But her mother was absent. Her daddy was her backbone, and still is. And I can tell he really cares for her and has always motivated her throughout her process, even when she was pregnant, saying that she was gonna do the darn thing, in which she is. She working at a piece of joint or whatever, trying to stack that money up, do what she got to do. Then we get to her baby daddy, Christian. First of all, nobody sit up there and tell me or threaten me I'm gonna kill somebody or let me watch my words because I don't want nobody to take my video down. But that they would hurt me if I go out and speak to somebody. Like, he literally told that girl that if she went out and she spoke to another person, that he will hurt her. Really? Is that supposed to be romantic? Because that's a new age love that I don't know about. I don't know nothing about that. That's modern day I can see none. I ain't with it. I'm not with it. And so, you know, she basically said that he cheated on her while she was pregnant. That's a lot. That is a lot. Because I'm pretty sure it was a lot more emotions and hormones going through her being that young and pregnant. Then you gonna add him cheating on you too. That's a lot for her. And so he's been living with his mother. He's not living at the house. Originally they was gonna live together in last season, but found out he was cheating. He went to his mama's house. That's his best bet. But she's saying that she wants to move. Here's the thing about that Madison with an E-N. Baby, you can't run from your problems, sweetheart. Whether you move to the next city over or you move to a whole different state, that hurt's still going to be with you. You have to mend your heart for that hurt. Period, point blank. You can't run. And baby, where you stand probably is the best bet for your money because cost of living ain't no joke out here, baby. That's why I came back to the country. I went for the city for a few years and came back to the country because you can't tell me that I got to pay $700 for a doggone studio up in New York and then be somewhere in the South and I can get 3 bedrooms with $700. Okay. Baby, it's not the same. And that was years ago. So I can only imagine how it is now. Your best bet is to stay where you are with the help that you got because you still got your daddy. I hope she changed her mind. But it just seems like she really trying to run from her problems. And that's just not how you do things. You just have to mend your heart and move on from it. So, yeah, she's saying that he was texting her and stuff like that. Now, what I will say, Madison, is with an E-N. What I will say is he replying because you replying? Because if you cut that off at the throat and he don't have no response, he shouldn't be texting you. So she probably still slick love him or whatever, but she's so hurt, and that's understandable. But you know, you got to cut it off in order to do what you got to do for yourself, and that means cut it off. Only be about Camille and go on about your business. But something about that wasn't really clear because it seemed like it was like texting back and forth. And my thing is, you ain't got to do that back and forth when your mind truly made up. But her heart still love that boy. She got to get over it. So, we go back to Kayla in Illinois. They had the petting zoo come over for Isaiah's birthday party. Luke not here for the snake. I'm with Luke. I'm not here for the snake either. That's a no. And I got a pond in the back of my house, baby. I ain't got time. I don't even walk around that pond. There's plenty of area, but I be so afraid that the water snake's gonna come up. I ain't got time. So I just don't. The devil is a whole lie. I ain't doing that. And then they got a doggone, what it was, a boa constrictor or a python, honey. All them snakes are like to me. Big snakes, little snakes, I can't. Okay? Never. And so, Steven ended up reaching out to his homeboy, Ray. They ended up going to the basketball court. Basketball rims was wooden off. I don't know. Maybe they're in the bad part. Or maybe they don't want people around people because it's COVID. Don't really know what was going on there. But he ended up talking to Ray. So he told Ray he back in Illinois or whatever. Him and Madison broke up. He back in Illinois for a while. He was like, Isaiah's birthday coming up. Ray said, did you hit up Kayla? And he was like, what you mean? So you telling me that you ain't going to hit up her because you got a problem with her? All you have to be like, hey, he could have just simply asked, what y'all doing for a birthday? Can I get him? Like, attempt. He ain't even attempt. So they let you know what type of character we dealing with here. I can't stand Steven. So he's over there saying, you know, Isaiah need his daddy. And I need Isaiah. No, you need Isaiah because you lonely. That's what that is. You trying to use that little boy as a catalyst because you lonely. No, it don't work like that. And like Kayla said earlier, or whatever, I hope this thing didn't. My bad, y'all. And like Kayla said earlier, you're not finna be in and out that boy's life like that. And I agree with her. But when it come down to it or whatever, Isaiah still needs to know who his daddy is. He still needs to be aware. But if Steven don't make the attempts, that's on him. Like, that's strictly on him. So we'll have to see about that. So we go back to Rachel. Drew comes over. He talks about going into rehab. The baby is over here in the driveway picking up rocks and trying to eat them. Drew was like, she finna eat them. Rachel's like, no, she just likes to throw them. And the baby put one in the mouth and said, see. Rachel gonna be keeping an eye on that little baby. And then Rachel's like, dude, stop. Listen, she's a baby. What you expect? Like what in the Harley Quinn? Like, nah. I was just like, what is really going on? So that was pretty much it during that segment. He was just saying he want to go to rehab and to do better. But even from that scene before I watched the rest of it, I was like, I don't believe this. It sound good though. What up? So we go back to Brianna. She at the house with her mama cooking her dinner, or cooking everybody dinner. Her mama asks who she texting. First of all, Brianna is grown. Now, she is living with you, but she's an adult. She's a young adult. Don't be asking her who she texts. Like, that was crazy to me. Like, Brianna really, for real, needs to move out and do her own thing, because that didn't make any type of sense to me. For her mom to be acting like that. She too old for that. And so Brianna went to go sit with her sister or whatever. They having a drink or something, eating, saying how her mama been acting, how she been spending time with Ashley and stuff like that. And basically the sister understood. The sister been living with her boyfriend for over a year, but she understand how her mama could be. And she was just telling her at the end of the day, the sister was just telling Brianna at the end of the day, you have to do what's best for you. So my thing is, with Brianna, what's making you stay? Is it finances, or is it the help that your mama giving you? Like, what is really making you stay? Because some is just not adding up to me anyway. If y'all feel like it is, put it down in the comments for help me understand, because I don't understand. I really don't. So we go back to Madison. She on her grind. She was working at the pizza joint. She was saying that she was trying to save up her coins. Okay. Trying to move away. But I'm just like, baby, stay where you at. Because cost of living ain't no joke. Stay where you at, boo. So Kristen comes over. And he fixed the baby a bottle. The bottle ain't even worn. I'm looking at her like, don't get the baby no cold milk. But anyway, that ain't my baby. So, Kristen was just saying how he want to be with her. And if he needs to give her time to think, that's what he'll give her. And she was just basically saying, no, it just frustrates me at the fact that all you want to do is play video games. And I'm guessing he not working. So, because she was just like, I go to work and feel like crap when I come back and I just see you playing video games, which will aggravate me too. Because if I'm out here working and my man just sitting here, I'm going to have a problem with it. Like, for real. I'm going to have a problem with it. If he ain't contributing to the house. Now, if he on the video games, making money off them video games, we can work with it. But if you just on there for leisure, I ain't got time. And you ain't bringing nothing to my house, I ain't got time. Don't have it at all. At all. So basically, Madison was like, honey, God would have to come down here to fix this. So she just don't see it. Kristen trying his hardest, and I honestly think that, like Madison daddy said, Kristen got it good over there. He know he can come over there, he gonna be straight playing them video games, doing nothing. And Madison is hip to that game. She's like, nah, I ain't trying to do that. So he states that he says he tries everything in his power, to make her happy or whatever he was saying. And she shuts down. That's probably true. She tired. having to go to work, come home, take care of her child, and then, trying to keep the house clean, and then she got to go sleep to do it all over again. That's tiring. If she gonna do it by herself anyway, she might as well be by herself. Straight up. Straight up. So she eventually tells him, I just want contact with you in regards to Camille. That's it. But like I said, stick to that. Because if he been responding the way he responded, you responding with something too, it ain't worth the fight or nothing. Just stick to your guns. Make it strictly about Camille and keep it pushing. So we go back to Kayla in Illinois, dealing with Isaiah's petting zoo party. She said that Stefan didn't reach out to her about her baby birthday, and that right there wasn't surprising. I knew he wasn't, because he a coward. I mean, that's what cowards do. He don't care. He just don't care. I still wonder what's going on with their child support situation, because I thought last season that she put him on child support, but I can't remember, or maybe she thought about it, took it back. I can't recall. So Ray, the same dude that was at the park with Steven on the previous scene, ends up coming to Kayla's house and dropping off a gift with a card from Steven. So Luke ends up getting it from Ray, gave it, took out the present for Isaiah, gave the card to Kayla. Kayla said in the birthday card that it was a long note. She said, Isaiah can't read it, and I ain't gonna read it either. Girl, you gonna read it. You know you gonna read that later. Oh, stop it. You know you gonna read that later, and that's okay. Read it, because I want to know what it says. I want to see what the BS he's talking about, because it ain't nothing but BS. It's just nothing but words. I want to know. Let me know. And so, that was pretty much it for that scene. So we get back to Kaya. Hopefully I'm saying her name right. I think so, though. So we get back to Kaya, but Tiaja's out with her friend. And she tells her friend that Kaya told her that if she started talking to somebody else, she gonna lose all respect for Tiaja. See, Kaya just be doing too much. Y'all ain't even in a relationship, Kaya. Like, it's just too much. And it's sad because Tiaja, excuse me, when I look over, I'm looking at my notes, but it's sad that Tiaja's already expecting stuff to be bad, because that's what she's used to with Kaya. Once again, this is toxic. The relationship, friendship, situationship, whatever you want to call it, is just toxic. So, she's already expecting it for it to be bad. So then we fast forward to her going over Kaya's house. Now, tell me this in the comments. Did Tiaja have on some aluminum foil? You remember when we was younger or whatever, middle school, high school, whatever? I never did it because I love my teeth. But it looked like Kaya had like aluminum foil over her tooth, trying to make it look like a grill. Maybe it was a grill, the low budget, but it wasn't working for me. It just wasn't working for me. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, moving on from that or whatever. Tiaja, Kaya was just like, thank you. And then Tiaja was like, what you thanking me for? And then Kaya was just like, for helping me out. And then Tiaja was like, yeah, straight, whatever. So they go straight into what she told Tiaja. And Tiaja was just like, listen, I mean, we single. And then Kaya was like, yeah, we single, but we have an understanding. And then Tiaja was just like, but you said you're going to lose all respect for me, though, if I was to talk to somebody else. And shoot, without so many words, Kaya said, and did. You know what I'm saying? And did. She said that she was going to lose that. And so basically, I really feel like for Tiaja, that put her back in the mind to the place that they were in. And you could just tell that Tiaja was just turned off. Like, she was just turned off or whatever. And Kaya was really getting big mad. Just talking. I'm like, this baby needs some couch work. Couch work. Oh, Lord. It was just too much for me. It was just too much, but I love it. Great TV. So we get on to Rachel. Girl. Drew done sat up there and committed multiple felonies. Went on for a run with the police because he ain't had no license. Yes, I used bad English during that time. It is what it is. He didn't have a license. So he get multiple felonies. I'm not going to list all of them, but he got multiple felonies. I mean, it was evading all that. And I think he had some weed too. I was like, Lord, Jesus. You're going to be in there for a little second. Just a little second. He even rolled a car, and it was 6 feet from a house. I'm like, wow. And he was blessed because, shoot, that could have been a potential homicide. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just never know. So, at least that didn't happen. So Rachel went out there talking to her mama about it or whatever, talking about all this. And she even said she was going to go put money on that boy books. I was like, girl, he hitting that, Harley Quinn. He hitting that. Because my thing is this. He ain't look like he was doing too much for you and your daughter last season. I can't attest to what he doing this season a few months ago. I don't know. But that's a lot for you to go put up on that boy boots. And maybe she is just being friendly. You know what I'm saying? Because she know he don't really have nobody have anything. But it was a far reach when she was like, he gonna starve. Girl, they serve him 3 meals. He all right. May not be what he want to eat. But if he get hungry enough, he gonna eat. Oh, baby, he gonna eat. Okay? It's too much. Her mom was just like, she's stupid. I was like, on the slick. But it sounded like, but for real, it sounded like she really loved him though. And if she want to support him, support him. But, you know, sometimes, I mean, and I agree with the mama. When it come down to it, he has to be willing to help himself. Because he did all that talk and then boom, he in jail. So were you really trying to be clean? Or were you just trying to make it look good? Or what? I mean, and it's possible to sit up there and say what you're going to do and do something opposite. Been there, done all that. You know what I'm saying? So, not judging the young man at all. But at the same time, I agree with the mama. You know, he has to want to do different. Because even if he went to rehab, his drugs are in rehab. My homegirl, she work as a counselor in rehab. And it is drugs in there. People be doing all types of drug deals all in the doggone rehab. So, I already know the business. So, the mama was right. So Rachel get mad at her mama, but her mama was just being real with her, and that's what she need. We go back to Madison. She's still in there yelling at Christian. He's still looking like he don't care. To me, he does anyway. The daddy come in, and hey, that's the daddy that you want, because you ain't never know what was going to pop off. He heard Madison, but he probably heard something Christian too, and want to make sure Christian knew his place, not to do nothing to her, or them not to do all that in front of that child. I respect her daddy. I really do. So they outside talking. And she just basically saying that she could do it by herself. She didn't have a mother. So, you know, she feel like her daughter, if it came down to it, and her daughter didn't have a father, then she will be okay. So I can understand her pain and her hurt with that situation. Not wanting to put her daughter in that situation. I could really understand that. I can understand that. The daddy was just saying he was going to be there for her and stuff like that, hugging her and stuff. I mean, that was pretty much all for them. We go back to Brianna. Now, I'm going to say this, excuse me. Brianna showed been at Ashley's house a lot. She been at her friend Ashley's house a lot. Remind you, Ashley is married with 5 kids. I know Ashley is tired of seeing this girl. Unless Ashley is getting paid for these doggone episodes, she is tired of seeing this girl. And first of all, you don't never, ever bring around no single person in your house like that. Like being around like that. Not saying you can't have single friends, but if that girl is at her house as much as this appears on this first episode, that's a lot. That's a lot. So I know for a fact Ashley got to be getting paid. She got to be getting paid to have that girl over her house this often, because that's crazy to me. But Brianna just saying she feels like a child dealing with her mama. Same stuff from the previous scene that we saw. She went to go get coffee with her mama or whatever. And her mama was speaking on how much she's been at Ashley's and whatnot. And to be honest with you, mama seems clingy and she needs a life. She needs a man, some toys. She needs something. She needs something because she is very clingy. So I'm very curious of what's going on in the mother's life for her to be like this, because this is ridiculous, honestly. So we go back to Kayla, and this is our last scene here. I'm gonna try my hardest to keep all of my videos below 40 minutes if I can. But we go to Kayla. Ray texts Kayla, which is Steven's friend. Ray texts Kayla, asks her to come outside so they can talk. First of all, ain't nothing for you to talk to me about, baby. It wouldn't be nothing for you to talk about. But Kayla went on out there. Kayla looked good. Looked like she lost some weight. She looked good in her little dress that she had on. She looked good. Give some credit when it's due. But one thing I was doing the whole time that she was walking out there, I was like, where's Luke? Okay. Luke should have been stepping his tail right on out there with her as soon as she went out there. For real. Ain't no other man finna be calling my woman outside. I'm just saying, that would just be the way I would react. Like, what you need to talk to her for? You ain't even the father of this child. What you trying to do? Trying to be Steven's voice piece? That was just weird to me. Like, I can tell he cared about his friend, but at the end of the day, if his friend want to say something, he'll reach out. That was not his place. That wasn't his place. So basically, Kayla was just telling him I haven't heard from Steven in over a year. Haven't heard from him. And basically Ray was just like, well, you don't really, try to have him in his life or even have him try to be the father that he can be and all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm just looking at him like, don't forget that your friend can lie to you. I'm not saying that Kayla is keeping him from her. I don't really know what's going on, but you only know one side of the story. So for you to come out on the side of your neck talking about something you possibly don't even know about is too much. So after this, Luke finally come out. Luke was like, man, what's up? Like, what it is. And then Ray was like, you can tell Ray was a little nervous, put his little hands in his pocket. It don't look like it was that cold. But he put his little hands in his little jacket pocket. He was like, Luke, let me ask you something, man. Luke was like, what's up? Man, like, why you don't let Steven, do whatever. I'm like, damn, this is a really good friend that Steven got, but he just don't know his place. You about to be embarrassed about some stuff that you don't even know about. You don't know nothing about what's going on. Like, your boy is telling you a whole different story versus the reality of what's going on. Like, you looking like a fool out here. And so Luke was like, man, I ain't do none of that. Steven did that, in which he did. Steven did that by not being in his life, not contacting her over a couple of years. That's what Luke said, even though Kayla been saying over a year. So I don't know if it's a year or two, but Luke said it was over 2 years. And, Steven did that to himself. And he's like, tell your boy, we ain't even worried about that today. Today is Isaiah's birthday, and we about to go back inside. He told Kayla, come on, and they went back in the house, baby. Kayla sashayed away in that little dress. I was like, come on, Luke. Kayla, you would be stupid to let Luke go. You would be stupid to cheat on him, not be real with him, unless it's something that we don't know as viewers. But he seemed like he a really good guy. He put a stop to all that. Should have came out a little faster, but he put a stop to all that. That was not the day. And Ray, that was not your place at all, honey. But y'all tell me how y'all feel about this episode. It was a good starter episode. You know what I'm saying? I really feel like throughout the season, we're going to get a good season, especially from Kaya. Looks like Kayla's pregnant again. It just looks like good TV. It looks like good drama. I'm excited for it. I'm here for it. I will be reviewing it. Hopefully my antics were not too much for y'all, but this is just me. I just like to have a good time. Forgive the lighting. We save on electric over here. I really do wish you all a very, very good rest of your week, a good weekend, and I'll be seeing you soon. Hopefully I'll be out with my reviews for Teen Mom OG, as well as other reviews, Real Housewives of Potomac, Platteville. I know a lot of people probably don't watch them, but some people do. I might do that, and a couple of other shows, but hopefully you'll come back and chill with me. All right, y'all take care. Be easy.